In the women's strawweight division in Noche UFC, your first fight of the night, you got Josefine Knutsson coming in at 6-0, taking on Marnic Mann, who comes in at 6-1. Now, Knutsson, 3 inches taller at 5'3". She's 27. Her opponent's 30. When you get into the reach, that's an advantage for Mann by 4 inches, 64-60. Now, Marnic Mann is a southpaw. She's going to fight left-handed, where Knutsson is a right-handed fighter. So we'll see how that matchup plays out. When you get into significant strikes and activity, that's going to lean towards Knutsson. 2.9 significant strikes per minute to 2 for Marnic Mann. But Marnic Mann has an advantage on the ground because she's landed more than a takedown and a half per round, where Knutsson lands 1 per round. But takedowns are going to be a big deal in this one. Hopefully there's a finish, or the fans won't be happy in the first fight of the night. That's for sure. Now, Knutsson, though, 100% takedown defense in back-to-back wins versus Isis Verbeek by decision. Both of these coming, well, one was at the Contender Series. The other one was Road to UFC, where she beat Yadam Co. by decision. But the bottom line is she's winning, and she landed 5 takedowns in those 2 fights. On the other end, Marnic Mann lost to Bruna Brazil, not a bad fighter, by second round KO. So she's getting another opportunity here. But this one won't be close. I mean, Josefine Knutsson is just better. Forget the stats. At the end of the day, Josefine Knutsson is going to be a much better fighter. And Marnic Mann, despite having 3 takedowns in her last fight, gave up 2. So against Knutsson, that's not going to do. That's just not going to do it, because Knutsson is going to be much better on the ground than her previous opponent. And the American, Marnic Mann, will struggle in this one. Josefine Knutsson will get off and win this fight in dominating style. But when I say dominating style, it could still go to a decision, because there's going to be a lot of ground time here, a lot of control time. So Knutsson either gets the submission victory, early KO, or if this thing gets into the second and third round, it's likely a decision victory. But in my opinion, she wins and moves to 7-0 here. Women's strawweight division, Noche UFC.